Today is January the 1st, 2022. Normally, the next statement made after that is Happy New Year's. I have not said Happy New Year's since 2020. Instead, I normally start with may the pain that you face be covered by the power of your understanding. There has been so much senseless killing from Baltimore to Tampa and beyond here in the United States. I'm going to present a little clip from a talk show here in Tampa that I had an opportunity to wave in. And then I'm going to come back on the other side to give some final thoughts. Here today, talk about some numbers that taking place in our community, and especially related to violence. Based on the most recent numbers, they need 65%. The number of murders are up by 65% compared to last year. Listen to these numbers. The number of people that have been arrested for common crimes is 20% compared to last year. Now, I had a conversation with the city council a while back related to the increase in the number of guns. I shared with them that with the number of stimulus checks that's coming to the community, it's going to be a lot of cash flow. And guess what? It's going to be a lot of guns. So these numbers reflect the fact that those stimulus dollars help people, but they also provided guns. The other thing I want to talk about is the second thing I talked about with the city council. Two things are leading to this violent crime in our neighborhood. One is substance abuse, and the other is mental health. Let's look at the numbers real quickly. Related to the number of people that's in prison because of drugs, these are the type of crimes they committed. 24% committed a violent crime, 30% committed a rape or an assault, 20% committed a robbery, 24% an assault, and 28% an aggressive assault. When we look at the numbers as to why people are committing crimes, when we look at those who are committing crimes for drugs, we found that 56% of those individuals were arrested because of robbery. 58% was arrested because of a drug charge, and 59% because of burglary. When we look at mental health, take this in. 64% of people that's in jail today is because of a mental health problem. And that's in jail. 54% is because are in state prison, and finally, 45% are in federal prison. We have a serious problem here. I want to thank the group that did this big thing related to the crime. Y'all did a great job. I think that we need to bring truth to power by bringing out the community. Now, on January the 31st at 6 p.m., we're going to be giving a meeting. It's going to be titled Crisis in the Hood. What's going to be different about this meeting? It's going to be a panel discussion with former gang members, with so-called thugs, and with people that have lost loved ones, to have a serious conversation. Jay Johnson, you have to be a part of that. It's going to be a discussion with members from around the country that's going to have a real street discussion about how do we take back the neighborhood. I was long-winded, but thank you so much for giving me an opportunity for giving that. And Jay Johnson, keep doing what you're doing, man. You're making impact. Trust me. And people you might not hear from, you're making impact. So thank you, my brother, and keep doing what you do.
Thank you, Michael. We appreciate you and a happy new year. And we thank you for being on that battlefield. And let us know how to be involved in that meeting on the 31st. We're going to the phone line.
I want to definitely give a shout out to this brother, Jay Johnson. Jay Johnson, like so many of us, is part of a special group of people that have actually experienced the pain of losing a loved one to violence, a brother, a sister, a mother, etc. What this brother does is he doesn't talk the talk, but he actually walks the walk. And what you're going to find out in this upcoming meeting that we're going to be giving is that it's people around the nation, Chicago, Philly, Baltimore, DC, California, of individuals that have decided to not talk the talk, but actually to walk the walk. And we're gonna talk about that during that January 31st. I call it Real Street Talk panel of people that are actually experiencing or have been part of the madness related to the violence in our neighborhood. Now, what is going to be interesting about this particular meeting is the framework in which we're going to use to talk about how do we create the opportunity to change the madness in our community. And that's going to be three focuses. One is going to be a psychosocial approach, all to do with how do you change the mindset? And how does the mindset, why is the mindset the way it is? The next is social economics. What is the relationship between the people and the economy? Most time it's the business to the economy. Social economics look at it from a different perspective. And then finally, when we combine the last part of this strategy, it's called a health social approach. When we synthesize these three approaches into one school of thoughts, we begin to talk about how do we change the violent nature in the neighborhood and create healthy community. What this isn't is about emotions. Far too often when something happens in our community, someone is shot or killed, we emotionally come together with the same old conversation about how to change things. And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and thinking that you're going to create a different result. Unless we approach this madness with a new school and a next generation approach, the craziness that's going on in our streets will continue. The key to the strategy that we're going to be talking about is using economic development as a tool to increase public safety and remove those barriers that the very people who are on our streets have in participating in improving the quality of their life. So, I wish I could say Happy New Year's, but I can say this is a new year and a new opportunity. We have to, some kind of way, find a way to stop this senseless killing in our community. And the solution you're going to find during this meeting is that the solution to the problem is within the problem itself.